Mark pays $120 for a new jacket, which is 30% of the original cost. What was the original cost? I'm going to do this problem in a couple of different ways, and they will come up with the same answer. One of the ways is that we can write a mathematical sentence from the information. We know that 120 is equal to 30% of the original cost. From there, we can take out the English words and change everything into something that looks a little bit more like algebra. And at that point, I simply want to get the c alone by dividing by its coefficient, which is 0.3, on both sides. Now that the c, which stands for cost, is all alone, we simply need to take 120 divided by 0.3. So whether you do that by hand or on your calculator, you should get 400 as the answer. And of course, that is dollars. That's the original price of the coat, the jacket. Now we could have done this problem with proportions, and some people prefer to do it that way. When you do the problem with proportions, the percent, which is 30 in this case, will always go over 100. Now Mark pays $120, which actually corresponds to the 30%. And we want to know what the coat cost in the first place. So solving this proportion, we will have 120 times 100 is equal to x times 30. Multiplying the numbers on the left, I get 12,000. And now I simply want to divide by 30 on both sides, leaving the x alone. And once again, whether we do this by hand or with a calculator, we will get 400 as the result. That will be the cost originally of that coat. Let's do another problem too. Sally pays 75% of the original cost for an outfit. If she paid $33, what was the original cost? Again, I will do this problem in two different ways. Sally pays 75% of the original cost, so 75% of the original cost is equal to the $33 that she paid. If I make this look a little bit more algebraic, I'll say 0.75 times c is equal to 33. Once I am at this point, I'm going to rewrite this so we can see the division. I'm going to have to divide by 0.75 so that I can get the c alone, but of course I need to do it on both sides. Now I have my c all alone, and I end up with 44, which is, of course, $44. That was the original price. If I decide to do this with proportions instead, the 75%, which is mentioned first, is 75 over 100. I like to read the problem from left to right and deal with the numbers as they come to me, so that's why I put the 75 over 100 on the left-hand side. It doesn't really matter, but it seems easier that way sometimes. Now, she paid 33 for it, so that corresponds to the 75%, so she paid 33, that goes up here, and I am solving for x. Once more, when I am solving proportions, I multiply the upper left times the lower right, set that equal to the lower left times the upper right, I have 75x equals 3,300. I need to divide both sides by 75. And when I take 3,300 and divide it by 75, I will get 44. And remember that that was dollars.